Hey. I hope everyone's doing good. I am 45 minutes early. I do apologize. My youngest wants to have a movie night. So he wants to watch that new Elemental cartoon. So, Mom can never say no. And I've actually been wanting to watch it too. So I'm going to give it a few, see if anyone pops on. Then we're going to get started. You know what? I should see also, because last time my thing didn't work. So I'm just going to log my computer on. Hello. Like I said, I'm just gonna see, because last time my phone didn't let me see comments. So I just want to check. And then we're gonna get started. And again, I apologize. I am early by 45 minutes. But does that really surprise anyone? I'm either really late or really early. I don't have my mouse hooked up because I was using my laptop. Ooh, why is it so big? And I see that there are comments, so yeah. My phone doesn't let me see comment. Once again. Oh, comments. That's so weird. It wasn't showing me comments, not showing me comments, but then it's not showing me all the comments. That's just so weird. Okay. Hey. Comments could be really good. All right. So it looks like the comments are coming through. I just seen I had to look at Jackie's though. Through my laptop. Talk to every time. Happens all the time. There we go. That's a little better. I'm just want it to big. Comments. As you hear me talk. All right. Okay, finally, comments are coming through. Okay, cool. That was so weird. So, it wasn't showing me comments, not showing me comments. And now it's letting me talk. Cool. That was so weird. So, it wasn't showing me comments, not showing me comments. And now it's letting me talk. That was so weird. So, it wasn't showing me comments, not showing me comments. Why is it talking? No, I don't want to change nothing on my laptop. Please and thank you. Okay, now that technical difficulties have slowly chilled. Are you guys ready to talk about the differences between entities and demons? So I wasn't sure I wanted to do this because, it's a topic that's always harder to converse with anyways, because everyone has their opinions on it. They're terrified if someone says a demon, or they're terrified if someone says an entity, or they're terrified just of both. Some who work within the darker spectrum already know the difference, but I'm going to break it down a little bit for the ones that don't. So that way, when we're discussing in the future topics, and I'm not going to say I specialize in demons, but demonology I absolutely love. I love the myths behind them. I love the different cultures of demons. I love Luciferian information. I love Legion information. I just love learning about things that terrify other people. So that way I can bring it to you guys and show you a light on it. Now, I'm not in any way trying to change your view on anything. If you do not ever want to work with demons in your practice, please don't. Okay? But I do want you to at least see it from a different perspective, that demons aren't always as bad as they seem. They have things that make them look bad, and people make them look bad, and other cultures and beliefs make them look bad. Now, we'll get a little bit more on the whole demon thing. I gotta be, my hair's falling over. We'll talk more like on the demons when I get to the demon side of tonight's conversation. But entities, that's another thing. People flip-flop and get a lot of confused, or get things very confused, I should say. Serenity says, it's also good information to have, that way you know what to look out for and stuff. And that's exactly, see, I was going to say that and I forgot. So look, you're on the same wavelength. Perfect. So this information tonight is so, just to add something to your like knowledge bank, put it on the back burner, things to look out for, things to recognize. So maybe if someone's trying, and I don't want to say preach to you, you know, their practice, but if they try and tell you something and they really like gatekeep that, like, oh, you have to know it this way and it's this way or the highway kind of thing, I want you to know that it's not always like that. Or, hey, if they tell you you have to do this to work with this mythological creature, we'll say, you know, you got to work with demons if you want to work with the dragon Leviathan, which Serenity understands where I'm coming from, because there's a TikToker that I have issues with. We go back and forth all the time. Because she's very gatekeeping on dragons. Yeah, and she gets mad when, you know, they use the same names for different things. But anyways, say you want to work with Leviathan on the dragon perspective. Leviathan is also one of the 7 princes of hell in the Luciferian text. So I want you to be able to recognize both. Know that they actually are very similar to them, but they're not at the same time, because, you know, Leviathan technically is a serpent of the sea, but in other cultures, the serpent's also a dragon. A lot of Chinese cultures are that way also. So that's why I want you to be able to recognize that, you know, if someone's like, Leviathan's evil, you can never work with him because he's a demon. But you work with dragons on the mythological term, or you're trying to work with draconian magic, or even just draconic / dragon magic, you can work with a Leviathan, and he's not going to be symbolized as a demon because of that. So that's what we want to bring to you perspective-wise, okay? She says, I swear that woman gets worse every video I went down the rabbit hole. You feel my pain? You feel my pain. And there's a lot of people like that. There's a lot of people that are going to try and give you information. They want you to see things their way. And it's kind of similar like what I'm doing, but I give you it neutrally. I'm not going to sit there and say, hey, this is, Leviathan is this, and this is how you have to look at him. I'm going to be like, nah, Leviathan's this, 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 this. Oh, and he's that a little bit too. Pick what you want. Believe what you want. Work with what you want. Invoke what you want. Evoke. I don't recommend one of them. I don't like summoning anything, because you're chaining. Here's my rabbit hole. Ready to go? If you summon something, you're chaining them, which upsets any type of entity, whether it's a deity, whether it's a spirit, demon, angel even. If you're summoning something, I don't like it, because you're chaining them to what you're wanting them to do instead of asking, which is a whole nother matter, a whole other topic of discussion. Maybe one day we'll do a live on the difference between invoking, evoking, summoning, all that fun stuff. That way you understand the difference. Okay. Hey, Sarah. What's up, girl? How you been? Okay, so let's start, shall we? Does anyone have any thoughts when it comes to the differences between an entity and a demon? If you do, put it in here, because I'm curious to see if you guys, or how you guys see the differences between the two, or if you don't think there's a difference at all, because some people don't think that there's a difference at all. Now me, I do think there's a difference, and I've always believed there is a difference, and that's mostly because when I started going down my rabbit hole on working with demons, I started off with just demonology. Then when I went from demonology and learning actually about the demons, I went to the Goetic Gate. My brain hurts. The Goetia demons, the Goetic Geisha demons. It's a tongue tie. And those are 72 demons. So then once I went from demonology to that, then I went to Luciferian. And I started studying into Luciferian. Then I went from Luciferian to a different form of Luciferian, which it deals with the Legion demons. And the Legion demons believe that there's 90 plus, well, depending on which professor you're looking at, because one professor looks at them as 90, then there's another little break off that thinks that there's just an endless amount, where demons are just as many as there are like humans in a way. They come and go, they form, they come. But there are very specific ones, like the rank structure of the demon world. So that's another thing that we're going to talk about when we go to the demon side of everything. Look, I'm already jumping to the demon side because it's one of my topics to love. All right, so entities. Here's the difference between demons and entities. She's like, I didn't even really think about it, honestly. And a lot of people don't, because we watch a lot of movies, and a lot of movies portray demons and entities to be exactly the same. A lot of paranormal investigators do the same thing. You'll watch some of them, if they use like a medium in their shows, they'll call them entities. If you see just a bunch of people, run around, they might call them demons because, if they're a religious text kind of Christianity form of paranormal investigators, they're going to automatically assume they're demons that are, possessing. I'm not going to read this all out loud because you guys can read Serenity's comment. Because I'm apparently tongue-tied today. I like it. No, I love it. I love it. And we're going to see how the similarities, Serenity, on what you said are going to be. So, when it comes to entities, they're hugely different. There's a huge difference between the two, okay? Here we go. Entities. Entities are a collective shadow. This collective shadow is usually formed from witches' wounds, which if you watch my witch wound, you'll understand what that means. But it's a witch's wounds trauma, things from the past that carry on to the next life. They can also be any type of religious trauma also. So, say you're like, what would be a good example? Say you're like 12 years old and you're sleeping and a spirit, happens to make some type of bang or knock on the door, or you hear footsteps coming up the stairs and there's no one there, or the door opens, or your blankets get pulled off you in the middle of the night. Your first thought is going to be, I'm terrified. What was that, right? From just thinking that, you are building and taking that energy of fear and putting it into what they call a collective, a shadow collective. That's energy. That energy then just circulates and forms and creates over time. And it's not just you, like one person creating it. It's like me having that, and then next night Serenity will have an issue, or someone's working with a Ouija board and they get terrified, and it's actual spirits, a relative, but they don't have enough energy spirit-wise to be able to say, hey, I'm not here to hurt you. They can only say so much because they only have so much energy to move on the board. So, but you take it wrong, or you take it out of context, or you go to a seance and, things go haywire. People make it more than it really is. All that fear, all that energy, all that uncertainty, it forms into a collective, a shadowy collective, because fear is one of the strongest things the dark arts like to work with. And even when you're a dark witch, you work within someone else's fear because you're hexing, you're cursing, you're trying to do justice, right? Those are the main stereotypical black arts types of practices that dark witches do, right? But they feed on using that fear. They do those hexes, those curses, because they're what people are scared of. That's where it falls in that shadow collective. That's why it's also called shadow, because it falls within that darker realm. So you're forming that collective, okay? Another thing that entities are, that they are the ones that possess you. It's not a demon that possesses you. I've seen so many, and I actually just watch it because my sons watch them on their tablets all the time. These, I'm not going to say like kids, but these like young teenagers or these young adults doing these paranormal things, and, you know, someone's pretending to be a priest and they're, you know, doing an exorcism and stuff. Are there exorcisms? 100%. Yes. Are there possessions out there? For sure. For sure. No doubt in my mind. But is it a demon? No. Here's why I say that. Entities lie. Entities want that fear. Why would they tell the truth? Why would it be like, oh no, I'm just a shadow form of energy that's been collected and molded that doesn't take an actual shape. I just feed off of others. Why would they tell the truth? Okay? Are there demons that possess? Yes. But if you make me give you like a 0 to 100 kind of percentage, I'm going to go like maybe 5% is an actual demon. And if it's possession, it's more of they're already pissed off and they've had enough. Now that's different, okay? Because, well, when we talk about demons, demons have their own feelings too. So you always got to think of that. But keeping on the entities part, so they are the ones that actually do the possessions, okay? They are the ones that love doing hauntings. Aside from house spirits, aside from ancestors, aside from the ones that are stuck in a certain place, even if you've watched movies, because someone got it right on a few movies, watch some of the movies where a house is haunted. There's usually not just one haunting spirit. There's always a couple, 1 or 2 at the minimum. One's usually a spirit that's trapped there some reason. Then there's another that's trying to harm. Kind of like Amityville Horror. That's off of a real life thing. That's not a demon. That's a very serious entity that's been collected. A very powerful one. One that's just over time taken that fear, choosing his victims, just feeding. It's like energy vampires. Think of it like that. It's kind of like another way to think of an entity. They feed off of that energy. They are what we consider energy vampires, right? But they're taking the worst of your energy, not the best. They're not just trying to drain you just to drain you, you know, oh, I want to be powerful. No. I'm draining every fear, every worry, every, you know, thought of, oh, what was that? Oh, is that what I would think it was? It's going to get me, or I'm going to get possessed, or someone's going to try and kill me, or they're going to take over my body. It's things like that you got to worry about. Yeah. Yep, you guys are right. I have a coworker who grew up there. No way. That's intense. Like that is intense. That movie gets me every time, no matter how many times they remake it. It's one of those ones that it just I feel it through the movie, you know? Trying to think. Make sure I didn't lose my spot. Another thing too with entities is they were never human, ever. They don't have a physical body. They never had a soul. None of that. Entities are literally just energy-based, but the worst case, okay? They, when they drain you, because they will, you're going to get that fog brain. You're going to get those nightmares. You're going to feel that self-doubt in yourself. Your anxiety is going to spike over the littlest things when it comes to, you know, someone just knocking, you know what I mean? Or you're going to fake hear things in your head like, what was that? What was that? You know, that's the extra stuff that you're gonna get, that paranoia, because they're feeding off of you, and they're gonna stick with you. They sure will. They will straight stick with you. They're very malevolent. Malevolent? So tired, guys. Let's see. See if I missed anything. We already know, you know, they make you like feel crazy, like you're in chaos 24/7, and not the good chaos, but bad chaos. We already said all that. Hopelessness. Oh, another thing that until I did major research a long time ago, and then I did more research to like refresh my mind for you guys, is when it comes to entities too, is they're very, and this is going to sound really weird when this is, but they're very psychically connected to a host for a time period. Now, some will say that, you know, an entity is going to stick with one host. No, because even if you look at the movies, and again, someone got it right somewhere, even with the movies, after the host dies or somehow like gets put in an asylum because they're just out of their mind, the entity does not leave an area in most cases. So like, you know, haunting at the houses and stuff like that, you can have multiple victims through over a time period, you know, from a house. So think of it that way. Some say it's one host. I see it as multiple. They could attach themselves to one. That person can literally kill his whole entire family, get locked up. That entity is still in that house for its next victim. That's how I see it too, okay? So that's one way of looking at it. And like I said, those possessions, they make that person do stuff. So a lot of those exorcisms, those are entities. Those are not demons. Even though you're going to see a lot of videos, and this one really makes me mad, and it was on TikTok too, they're honing a lot to Leviathan taking over as a being one to possess. And they're trying to exorcise them. And if they knew who Leviathan really was, it's not what they think. Leviathan's actually one of the major protectors. He's a gatekeeper. He's a guardian. He is not someone that's going to waste his time possessing someone. Like, he's got other shit to do. Okay? Especially, he's like one of Lucifer's right-hand demons. Like, he's yeah, he doesn't got time for that. So yeah, so think of it like that too. Oh, and there's another thing. They are very, as you gather, they are very low vibrational beings too. They're like the wounded darkness is one of the nicknames they used to give them. Very low. That's why when they start feeding off of you, excuse me, they bring you down to that low vibration, like that hopelessness, that paranoia, self-doubt, selfless feeling. That's not what I meant. Possible suicidal feelings. Just, you go from being like, all right, to everything's my fault, everything's their fault, I hate them, they hate me. It's like that. Yeah, pet cemeteries. Yeah. Oh, Indian burial grounds. Anytime they build a house over an Indian burial ground, the spirit of that is going to affect it. Now, Indian burial grounds have their own form of spirits, and they don't fall between entities or demons because they are their own. It's really cool. So we might have to do a live on that too, because Indian burial grounds it's just crazy. Like, they don't take on the aesthetic or the traditional spirit. They are literally their own, with their own rules, their own regulations, and how they do stuff. It's really cool. Intense, scary. I would never try and live on a house that was, you know, built over an Indian burial ground, because you're not bringing that juju to me. Nope. Sorry. Jackie says, that is exactly how the Pope's exercise movie was about. It took up a lot of the host. Yeah. Uh-huh. You say knock and something knocks on my window. I've been in those feelings before. They're not fun at all. No, they're not. I would like to learn more about Indian burial. Oh, I'm going to bring that up to the girls and see if someone would specialize in it. If not, we'll dig. I know just a little bit. Not like I know this, so that's why I'm like, I'm not the specialist. Oh my gosh. I'm not the specialist on that matter. But I'm sure. Oh, see, Cerny knows. She'll do it. She loved to. Okay, so where else we at? All right, so does anyone have any questions, thoughts on entities alone? Just on that. And I'm sorry for my tongue-tiedness. It's been a long day. I promise it's been a long day. Any questions with entities? Does that make sense of what an entity really is and how it's not an actual physical being and it doesn't have a soul and it never was a human? Just like how, you know, spirits come from, you know, past loved ones and stuff like that. It was never anything. It's just a collective, a shadow collective over time, just feeding and feeding and feeding and feeding and feeding. Like a void, but not a good void. Marina says, can they be deities? No, they cannot. An entity will never be a deity. It cannot be a deity. If someone worships an entity, that's pretty scary. Even Satanists don't do that. Jackie says, when we moved into our house, there was definitely something here, and it really took a hold of me and my daughter. We were bad mentally and super scared. We then decided to learn about witchcraft, and we learned so much. We feel knowledge helped us in getting rid of them as opposed to fear. Yes, I like that. And it's 100% possible, too. You can get rid of entities. It takes a long time. It takes the right stuff, the right people, the right power, the right energy. Sometimes it takes certain type of ritualistic tools, crystals, incense or smudging stuff, prayers, incantations, chants, whatever you want to call them. Blessings of the house, things to bury outside to help create a barrier around. So many things you have to figure out to work through to get rid of it. But it's here, too. If you have it here, that they can't take a hold of you, you will fight through tooth and nail to beat that shit. You will. Some people can do it. Some people cannot. And no one's saying anyone's weak. And no one's saying anyone's weak of the mind. But some people just can't do it. It's just, it's not within them to do it. So the ones that can are very lucky, because entities they're very dangerous. All right. So demons. So I gave you a little bit at the very beginning of the live when it comes to demons. Like I said before, there's different types of demons. There's different beliefs on the demons. There's just a different amount of demons. There's a lot of different stuff on demons. I'm going to say it as a general base, okay? I'm not saying I'm talking out of Luciferian. I'm not going to say I'm talking out of the Goetia, Lesser Key of Solomon. I'm not talking about any of that, okay? I am just talking figuratively and generally when it comes to the demons. But demons have a rank structure. Demons are the opposing side of angels, angelic. They are not to say, okay, let's phrase this. Let me phrase that, I should say. They are in a form of cast-outs. But depending on how you look at them and from what culture, they're not cast-outs. Christianity says, yes, they were the cast-outs, they wanted to follow Lucifer, they fell from the heavens. Others say that they willingly left on their own. Some said that only Lucifer was cast out and certain angels followed suit. Now, some demons are born demons. So even though some angels were cast out, some of those demons were born from other demons, like Lucifer and Lilith, or, and there's some cultures, brain fart, Eve and Lucifer. Yes, I said that. Eve doesn't go by Eve, though, in the Legion. I had to think which one I was on it through. Doesn't go through that title. She actually goes by the seventh, as in she is the seventh royal of hell, aka prince, but in her case she's a princess, but she is part of that, so she is the seventh. Also based off of the 7 deadly sins, which I have a live coming up for that. We'll talk about that another time. Okay, so demons are not evil. They are not here to possess anyone. They're not here to take anyone's soul. They are not here for any of that. They do make contracts. They love contracts. They will make a pact with you. They will make a deal with you in return for something else. It is not your soul. It is not your energy, so to say. It is something as so simplistic of, I would like to summon, I would like to call forth, let's see, what would be a really good one for this one? Pelmon. I want to call Pelmon. He's really good for wealth. I'm calling upon him to assist me in my business. In exchange, he would ask something like, I would like your time. I would like you to continue to call forth me to help you on this. That is what they make contracts on. They're not here to feed off your energy and deplete you or anything like that. They can also sit there and say that to make that deal, to help you with your business, you have to show gratitude and honor them for a month straight of invocations. For a month straight, that's what they want. So they want you to honor them through that time period. Something as simple as that. Okay? Let's see. They're not meant to be scary. Are they scary? Yes. They're demons. Yeah. You should still have a little bit of that worry in the back of your head saying, if I mess this up, or if I happen to make them upset, what's my consequence? What's the karma going to come back to me? But that's with any type of spiritual being. That's with spirits. That's with mythological creatures. Dragons are the same way. You make them mad. Oh boy. I'm sure it's the same way if you work with sirens. Any type of being, deity, God, even Mother Earth, Gaia. You do something wrong, there's going to be consequences to it. It's the balance of nature, right? Are there some demons that you should probably avoid as a beginner working with a demonology? 100%. Yeah, there's probably about 20 of them. I would say no, not until you're ready. Even there's like 2 for me that I'm like, no, nope, no. He's mad all the time. And if you're going to, invocate him, you better know exactly what you want. You better spit it out quick, and then he's done with you. Like, that's it. Like, there is no, like, hey, let me drop in here, let me hang out and chit-chat. Like, calling into Lucifer, yes, he likes to chit-chat. He does not mind that. Calling in someone like Nibirius, you better speak what you want, and you better speak it fast. Okay? See what else I'm not forgetting. Demons are ancient. They're just like the angels. They're very ancient, especially depending on what culture you're looking at it too. They can and have and will be also considered deities. So Marina, how you asked if they could be deities, entities cannot, demons can and are, depending on which way you're looking at it also. So keep that in mind, because it's all about sovereignty. It's all about self-empowerment. Demons and working with them is not about the love and light. That's pretty obvious. They're not here to make other people feel great. They're not here to heal other people either. They are here to help you with the here and now. They are here to help you be a better person for yourself, live a better life, have more money. You are the godlike, okay? They're trying to make you better by you helping yourself out, but them giving you a little push through magic. Does that make sense? Let me just sketch here. Hey, mama. Guy's been on some crazy stuff lately. I promise you that. Hey, Sarah Lee. Oh, no worry. We're really not too bad into it. We actually just started with the demons portion. So you'll have to catch the entity part before. But you'll enjoy this because I'm referencing the Legion and Luciferian and the Goetia. And then just demonology itself, too. I need a few pushes. So, yeah. Like I said, working with demons, they're powerhouses. They live off a rank structure through all cultures. It's not just one. It just depends on who falls in what rank. So, like, you have your princes. You have your, let me see if I can pull them up, your marquises. You have your lieutenants. See if because I want to show you. Sometimes it's easier if I show you. Probably another one. No, it has to be in this book. I should have bookmarked it. I do apologize, my loves. Because I'm such a bad liver. Beelzema. Beelzema. Come on. Belial. Come on. Where's that? Page 33. I had to look to see which page it was on. Okay. So, when it comes to the Legion, they follow, a family tree based, okay? So, and I know it's in black, but, like, if you look at Leviathan, who's the second Prince of Hell, he has 2 generals, and then from his generals, he has, like, marquis, or also known as, like, mini soldiers. And they all branch off of each other. So, like, one general will have 3, another general will have another. But if you look at Luciferian, it's run completely different. It's, once again, I should have had all this shit lined up. But regardless, there's a million freaking breakdowns. I'm so mad because I should have known better than to waste time. Hold on to grab my other book. Because I have a million. Why is it when I want to find what I want, I can't find it? I promise I'm not leaving. Just trying to find what I want. Alright, well anyways, since apparently every book I pull up, watch, I'm gonna go pull up that, like, other book, and then it's gonna be like, bam, right there where I wanted it. But, yeah, demons, they like working with, like, a lot of things. Wealth is a huge thing that they love to work with. Guidance and wisdom. They even do work with peace. They work with love, but not in the way you think. Sometimes it's more of a forced love. They do work with legal problems. They love justice. Justice is a huge thing, depending on which demons you're working with. Like, Leviathan's a huge one for justice. Belial is a huge one for justice. But it's more, Belial likes revenge. Like his deadly sin is literally rage. So that should say a lot. They do protection. They do a lot of mental illnesses. They do a lot of illusions, like astral projection is a big thing for them too. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there is anything. But again, it all depends. Like the Legion has the 7 princes. Lucifer and the Hidden Demons by the Practical Grimoire of the Order, which is not the same order of the dark arts that does with the Legion, but they represent 4 kings. Those 4 kings are Lucifer, Leviathan, Belial, and Shantan. I always say that one, Shantan. Because I can't speak the language. But then they have dukes. There's 8 dukes and all that. So yeah, it just depends. But anyways, they do have a rank structure. It's depending on who you look at. It's always fun to learn about, by the way. Another big thing, and Sarah can agree with this, they don't like cutting corners. If you don't put in the work, you're not going to get the results. And their rituals have to be done a certain way. So even if you create a ritual, don't just light a candle and start speaking some random stuff. They love Latin. The Latin's their favorite type of communication in every type of path work. Goetia, Luciferian, Legion, Order, the Grimoire, all of them. They love that stuff. Because they want you to put in the time when you're doing the rituals. Put in the work when you're doing it. Put in the energy to invocate them. Now, can you light a candle, anoint a candle with a certain type of oil? AKA, I very recommend, if you're using any type of demon magic, you need an anointing oil. You need a summoning, or you need one very specific to what you're trying to accomplish, whether it's wealth or justice, or if you have oils for very specific demons, I recommend using those. Do not just light a candle. Anoint. Okay? Anoint. Also, sigils. They all have their own sigils, depending on what pathwork you have. Please make sure you draw a sigil or use a sigil. Why? That's the portal. Okay? Sarah Lee can attest to this. It's a step-by-step process. You can't just, and it's gonna work. Okay? Put in the time to get the proper results. Don't do the time. They ain't wasting their time with you. Ritual and workings with demons do not happen overnight. And I know we've said that with a lot of things. Like, oh, I'm going to do this. I've had to do rituals, the same ritual, for almost a week to get a little bit of results. And I like to think I'm powerful. I like to think that I know what I'm doing. I like to think I have enough energy to be able to do stuff like that. It took me a week starting off with the order, just to get a little bit of result. That's why when it comes to working with demons, it takes a lot of time. Here's also the thing. Don't try and work with 4 at the same time. 1 at a time. Now, if you're trying to utilize a trinity to do a justice spell, that's different. But make sure you're using the demons that work well together. You can't just put any demons. Don't pick Dragon and Belial and Set all together. That's not going to work at all. Because they all represent something different in different cultures. And they don't like each other. At all. Okay? Hey, Kayla. My Raven pillow. Oh, man, Nevermore. Oh, I wonder who bought me that one, Mom. Sarah Lee says, absolutely, and very precise. Yes, like, it's crazy precise. If it says you gotta stand in front of a mirror, you better stand in front of a mirror. If they say you gotta stand naked, you gotta stay naked. If they say you better shower before, you better shower before. See what I mean? Like, it's very precise working with demons. And she says, definitely have to freshen up my Latin. At least you probably know a little Latin. I had to YouTube how to speak Latin and try and pronunciate through Google to get slightly close to proper pronunciation. And then, like, all day long before I actually do it, I'm saying certain words and the verses and stuff. Oh, yeah, it's bad. It's so bad. But I'm working on it. Sherry says, kind of like they want to see if you are worthy of with the working. Yes, and that's it. They aren't the fly-the-mill kind of path work. Draconian is the same way. Draconian is just as hard to utilize, which is the dragon energy, not dragons. The dragon energy itself, because it is a darker left-handed path also. You got to put in the time, you got to put in the work. And I mean, you really got to put in, like, all day you got to be thinking about them too. Which is another thing I started to realize, that if I'm planning on doing this work with Lilith, okay? Because she's part of the demons, obviously. All day, I have to have her, like, tuned in my mind. Like, okay, Lilith, I gotta picture her. I gotta see her in my mind. I gotta see the color of hair that she represents in my mind. I gotta see her eyes. Are they red? Are they green? Are they blue? Are they white? Are they black? Does she have red hair? Does she have dark hair? Does she have brown hair? Does she have white hair? What does she look like? What is she wearing? All day, my mind has to break things into, places. Where is she located? What does her realm look like? What does her domain look like? All day. It's like you're tuning into it. I can't just be like, you know what, today I think I want to do something with Lilith. I'm feeling like I need a little bit of self-empowerment going on. I know Lilith's good. Let me just start that right now. Yeah, no. It's a lot. It's a lot. It is. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, or even weekly for a month before they say you're deserving 100%. Time and knowledge and patience. Yep. Hey, Rebecca. Oh, no worries. So Renee says, so in one of my college courses, I'm able to do Latin, so I can help you learn. Please, let me send you screenshots. Let me send you, because this book right here, Sarah Lee knows. She's got it too. The amount of Latin that's in here. It's not my only book either. There's so many books. I can't speak it. If you don't show appreciation and knowledge that they helped you, you may not get help again. Yes, and working with demons, which, again, learned more recent than anything, is you got to give them praise, give them that gratitude. You got to make a public announcement, thanking them. In your mind, you got to thank them constantly, like if I'm doing the dishes, thank you so much, Lilith, for, last night. I really appreciate that. Thank you. It's constant, because if you do something for someone, and some people might be like, no, I don't need to have a thank you. I do sometimes. Sometimes I do. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like, you're appreciative of my time and energy that I did. Sometimes it does. Other times I'm like, you know what? It's totally fine. You don't need to thank me, But sometimes I need that reassurance also, and they are no different than us at all. They are not going to coddle you, and they're not going to make any excuse for you whatsoever. So, if you did a love style spell working in their case, and you're trying to make someone literally like fall in love with you seductress style, and you work with Lilith on this, okay? You're trying to pull in. What happens afterwards? That's not on them. Not on them at all. Nope. Mm-mm. Neither are the consequences, because all of a sudden you have self-doubt. Not the problem. Sorry, so sorry. You put in it. You did it. Own up to it. Fix it. Another thing that when I was doing my research, someone made this quote: demons are like Moldavite. They tend to be triggering because they dish you out hard truths and call you on your shit. But leaning into these areas of yourself, you actually move into a rapid positive change. So I thought that quote was really great. And Moldavite is fantastic, by the way, with working with demons. All of them. It is the only stone that I have found in my research that works with all of them. All of them. Everyone else has something different that they like. Like Nibarius, he loves pyrite. Or is it Dagon? It might be Dagon. Dagon, I think, likes pyrite. No, it has to be Nibarius. And Nibarius is actually similar to Cerberus, by the way, the three-headed dog of Tartarus. But he's not a three-headed dog. He's three different animals. But that's besides the point. Another thing, too, you're going to see a lot of differences on what they look like. In Goetia and a lot of Luciferian, they are half human, half beast in some form. It could be a mythological beast. It could just be an animal. Either way, they don't look humanized. In the Order with the Legion, they're 100% humanized. The reason why one is different than the other is the Order feels that they will transform themselves to be less fearful of them. In the Goetia and the Luciferian basic, they don't care. They want you to know that they are capable of great things, but they are to be respected in that beast form. That's how they're going to get their respect, at least. Sorry, I need to go back. Sarah Lee says, if you don't show appreciation... Oh, wait, I already know the one. I do love that there's no sugarcoating with them, and you are always told the truth, even if it hurts. Yep. I love that quote. I'm going to write that down. Hey, Meredith. Oh, well, here. I'll reread it for you if you want me to, because I wrote it down because I want to make sure I said it right. So, I'll say it again. Even though you probably guys have to get paper after, but I'll say it again. So, like Moldavite, they tend to be triggering because they dish you hard truths and call you on your shit. But leaning into these areas of yourself, you actually actively move into rapid positive change. So, yeah. Let's see. Oh, yeah, how can I forget this? So, if you work with angels, there are certain things that they will do. Angels will also not answer you on a lot of things. If they don't want to do it, they're not going to do it, and they will ignore you. They are a little more snobby, angels are, I guess you can say, when you look at the Luciferian style of text, okay? This is just Luciferian based. How our texts are. Demons have no boundaries. You want to do this type of magic? They got you. There's a demon for that. You want to do that type of magic? They got you. There's a demon for that. You want to do some healing? They got you. There's multiple demons for that. You want to wreak havoc on an ex for doing some really bad stuff to you? There's a lot of demons for that. They have no boundaries. Wealth demons, love demons, healing demons, home demons, protective demons. They got them. And they don't care. That's why there's so many demons, okay? I don't know much about the angels. I mean, I know I've seen there's like at least 72 of them for sure. But there's a demon for everything you work with. You just got to make sure you have the right one. Okay? Like I said earlier, demons are not a quick fix for any type of path working. There's a lot in witchcraft that you can use as a quick fix. There's not a potion for that or a quick spell for that. You know, I know there's an actual fast luck spell that one of my books showed me in the demonology, but it's not actually fast luck. The only reason it's called fast luck is because it's faster than you doing it by yourself working. So fast luck means you have someone pushing you to do it faster than if you didn't have anyone in your corner. That's why it's called fast luck. Okay? So don't get a lot of that information like mixed up, because it's not like that. Trying to think. It doesn't matter, in my personal opinion. Okay? It doesn't matter if you want to look at them like a beast, because you got tarot cards. What are they called? Are they called Demon Tarot? I think there's an actual deck. To me, those Demon Tarot remind me more of Oracle cards. They're the big ones with the black and white box. Those ones remind me more of Oracle cards, but they're really good to learn the demons, by the way. But those are reflective off of the Goetias. You have other types of tarot cards as well, giving them a very beast-like figure. You don't have to, okay? I know my Legion book tells me what they look like characters. Red hair, blue eyes, strong built, not very talkative, a little bit of a narcissist. Literally, it breaks it down. But when I did a one working where I was trying to speak with Lucifer on a very important matter, more like I was asking for his acceptance to work within the Legion's perspective. It was only supposed to be solely Lucifer when I did this working, okay? I'm supposed to meditate, envision, and speak. Actual speak. Not in my mind speak. They want me to speak. The ritual said, hey, you need to speak out loud. You need to speak out loud in front of a mirror. Got you. Put myself in that meditative state so I can get to the realm I needed to go. What I did not expect, was what was waiting for me at the door. What was waiting for me at that door was a gatekeeper. Want to take a guess who that gatekeeper was? I work with them in different types of things. Draconian as one. Leviathan. Not in a human form. What? What do you want? Oh, we'll watch your movie here in a minute. I'm almost done. Actually, I'm at the very end of my stuff, okay? Go blow your nose out that way. That way. Stop it, monkey. Who was waiting for me at that was Leviathan, but he was not in his actual humanized form. He was in his actual dragon form. Just like the serpent he is. See how it blends? But the crazy thing is I had to ask his permission to enter first before I can go through to see Lucifer. That and how real it felt in my meditative state blows my mind. Blows my mind.
Did Austin come in?
I don't know, honey. Let's check upstairs. And it's things like that. You can blend them. Because remember, even as a practice, it's your practice. Not Solomon, not Crawley, not Renz, none of the big people that wrote these amazing books that give you the information. It's your practice, all in all. And when you work with them, they will show you what they look like and what they want you to know them as. And if they transform through the time process, then hey, you're lucky. If they want you to see the beast form, then that's how they want you to see. And that's totally fine. That's fine. I'm trying to think if there's something else. When it comes to demons, don't think of them as dark creatures or dark beings to work with, because they are both. They are right in the middle. They wear the gray with pride. Now, are there some demons that work more on the darker spectrum? Yes. But there are those demons that work more on the protective side, which would fall and can fall under the light side. That's why they don't believe in light and dark, and all that. They believe they're right dead smack in the middle, because seventh, Eve, is a protective. Leviathan is also a protective, but he's also a darker. So that's where all this middle stuff comes into play. Everything is balance. It is balance in the demon world. Balance, balance, balance. Okay? That's why they also get offended when people say that they are possessing people. They are not. They hate entities, because entities give them a bad rap. So, yeah. I think I said everything I could think of without actually going through like more wormholes and, talking for hours about demons, because I love this stuff. So let me go back real quick. Just see what I missed. Sherry says, I love how your perspective opens different aspects for me. I would never seen this with the closed-mindedness of past thoughts, and gives me more to look into to make my path more mine. Thank you, and we'll definitely need to do a replay for my notes. Oh, for sure. And that's what we want. And that's what I said at the beginning, too. I'm not here really to change anyone's mind. I don't want that. If you want to stay away from demons and demons working, please do. Because it's still dangerous. It's still dangerous to work with them, okay? Because you can't work this magic, that magic, that magic, that magic, and demon magic all at the same time. When you work with demon magic, it's just demon magic for a very long time. Everything else doesn't exist. Yes, you can do your sigils and stuff like that, but for research-wise and ritualistic-wise, you have to stay in that zone. That's why, like, if you looked at my desk right now, let me see if I could turn my camera. Well, no, because I don't want you to see everything, so I got stuff for my box on my desk, too. But what?
Well, he was just like the most cutest and sneaky in the whole world.
Oh, did he? Okay.
And we were like,
Oh, did he? Aw. He hated me about 30 minutes ago. Okay, anyways. But yeah, if you see my desk, like, I have research books, and it's not for my live, guys. It was not for my live. I have this book I just pulled out, though. But, like, I have so much stuff because I'm working on oils for very specific path workings of the demon world. I'm doing a lot of stuff. So, yeah, when you work with it, solely focus on that itself. Trying to do multiple things. But again, I'm not trying to change anyone's perspective, but I am hoping to have you see that entities are extremely dangerous. Demons are extremely dangerous if you work with them the wrong way. Yes, I have that exact deck. Mine is red and have... Yep, that's the one. It's kind of like an oracle deck, not so much a tarot deck in my personal opinion. Shows them in beast/human form. So yeah, so because they're hybrids, I guess I can say. You go to the tree? I know. Mira says they only show her in human form because I'm a pansy and I told them I'm not ready. I've only seen Lucy and his other forms. And I'm not going to say the rest of that so they don't cancel this live. But yeah. Jackie says, so an entity is worse than a demon. 100%. 100%. And if you didn't catch the beginning of the live, I'd highly recommend going back and watching it, because I will break entities down like a lot for you, so that way you can see the difference between the two, how entities are and then how demons are, and how they're polar opposites of each other. It's extremely dangerous. I was thinking of getting that deck, the Demon Tarot, but I'm not really sure if I want it, because with me working through 4 different styles of demon workings with all different physical characteristics, it's throwing me off. So I don't really think I want it. I think I'm more of what they show me now. Yeah, like my imagery in my head with what they allow me to see is intense, and I love it, and I don't want to change it for the world. Terry says, not all demons bad. Same with angels, not all good. For sure. For sure. And because angels have their own, like, you know, loyalty. You know, they're like those soldiers that never tell their commander no matter what it is. They take pride in it. You know, that's an angel. Demons are all about, well, it's what I want to do. It should be what I want to do for the greater good of them. Go get some sleep, Mama. I know the whole family over there is sick. Tell Grandma and Dad I said hi. No, you're fine. Mirna said, no, I gotta open this up. Crystal opened my mind, and because of her, it changed my entire life for the better. I never would have had the growth I needed. Aww. Love you too, Mom. Yeah. See? And that's the thing. I'm not trying to change everyone, but if I could get one person maybe to like see things and explore, and if something comes from it, it's perfect. You know what I mean? But I will say this. It took one person to, and I'm not going to say that they did this as a favor. It was more of a, like, they were trying to hurt me when they said that I was a very dark witch and I couldn't be friends with someone else because they were too rainbowish. Probably from that moment that they said I was, you know, too dark for their liking, I was like, fine, I'll show you how dark I really am. You know, and there went the rabbit hole. I just started digging. Over the years, little things come. Did I work with demons forever? No. No. If you would have asked me even 10 years ago if I would have been working with demons, no. No. Would I change it? Nope. I love it. Wouldn't change it for the world. I love everything I specialize in. I love my draconic side. I love my chaos magic. I love my Luciferian. I love my Goetias. I love my order, the Legion. I love my elemental workings. I love my Morgan workings. I love being a Seder and working with the vulva world too. I love my herbal magic. I love my teas. You will never change me. But I love adding. And I love specializing in stuff. Because everything I try and do, I try and specialize in. So that way if people have questions, I have answers. And if I don't have an answer, I will find the right answer that's very neutral based. So that way you can figure out which path you want to go down. And that's how we want to do it. I love that, Linda. I love it. And that's the whole goal of this group, too. I think we have heard something like that throughout our past, but love the fact... I'm sorry, it moved up. But love the fact have someone to ask my questions who wouldn't sugarcoat answers. For sure. And we will never sugarcoat anything. Because I know I've had certain people ask me like, hey, I really want to try this. Should I? I will never say no. Don't do it, but I will give a warning and a caution behind it based off of that person's energy that I'm gathering from it. That's something that, you know, you get with your abilities too. You can kind of read people a little bit and, you know, say like, this might be a little bit more on the danger side for you. I don't think you're ready yet. You will be, just not right now. Sometimes people like what I have to say. Sometimes they don't. Totally fine. But I mean, I wish sometimes people would have given me a caution to the wind before I decided to take on things that I probably wasn't ready for at that time. And, you know, it's not to say that, like, I'm not new to the craft. Everyone knows I've been doing this for over a decade now, which I can actually say that. Over a decade now, you know, but do I know everything? Nope. Am I gonna ever know anything? Nope. Nope. But what I do know, I make sure I know. Oh, I love that, Jackie. She says, thank you for the love, well, live, I think she meant. it definitely gave me a new perspective. I was raised Catholic, so we definitely aren't open-minded. That's why I had to change, and I get it. I absolutely get it. And for years, I believed the same exact way, angels and demons. Angels good, demons bad. For years. And not, even when I started in the craft, I still believed that because that's how I was raised. I wasn't raised Catholic. My biological dad was. He was very Catholic, but my mom was raised Methodist. And I did the Bible school and Wednesdays also, and I went to church camps. I did a lot. You'd be surprised how very church-like I had to be, but I really wasn't. I also got kicked out of church for asking too many questions and contradicting things, and yeah. I didn't know. I was young at the time. What child, like, you question, well, why is it like this? Why does it have to be like that? Why? That's when I knew I was different. And I love being different. Oh, no, you're fine, Gina. Well, thanks for popping on, though, at least saying hi. I swear we live the same life. And you're going to get that. You're going to get that with us. It doesn't matter which crone's doing a live or which mod or admin's doing thing. You're going to connect a little bit and you're going to see similarities. Some of the things I do are going to be, similar to what Sarah Lee does or Gina does. What Serenity, is working into. I can't tell you how many times people piqued my interest just by listening to them, like, Death Witch stuff or Swamp Witch stuff. And I'm like, ooh, what is this? What is this madness? What is this? So yeah, does anyone have any questions? Oh, you're welcome, Jackie. No, you're good. And please, I want you guys to watch this live, even as a replay. There's no secret word or anything like that, so don't even worry about that. But I would really love for you guys to listen to it, so that way, even if you don't want to even think of demons, I want you to be aware of entities. That's the biggest key to this, because we are moving into a very intense thinning of the veil, whether it's Beltane on one hemisphere or coming up to Samhain on another hemisphere. The veil is thin no matter which way you're looking at it or which Sabbath style you're celebrating. You don't even have to celebrate Sabbath, but you do know that there's a thinning of the veil. Especially for Samhain, because Samhain's in almost every culture. They just call it something, and the date might be a little bit different, but it's all falls in the same, few weeks of each other. So they do have a thinning of the veil. That means everything is more intense. That means spirits are gathering more energy because they can. So amp up those protections in your house. Amp up the protections of your family. If you're a witch and you work with divination magic, make sure you're cleansing your stuff frequently. You want to be careful with all the stuff because this is where they're going to be able to read things through. You might be trying to contact, a deity to help you do a read for someone, and it's not the deity that's talking at all. And they want to mess with you, and they're going to mess with your energy. So be careful. If you wear amulets or talismans, cleanse them, recharge them. If you carry crystals, same thing. So all this extra stuff, you need it because this is the time that things get a little bit more wicked. Tricks get more played. So keep all that in your head. Meredith says book recommendations. Message me on the side. I don't want to give any book recommendations out because I didn't want it to be a solely let's learn about demons. I don't want to get anyone confused. I also don't want anyone to jump into something they might not be ready yet. Because I know I'll do another demon live. I think I did one demon live already. Pretty sure I did. If you guys look back in the search type of demon, see if something comes up. I'm pretty sure I did a little Goetia style one. But message me and I'll send you some pictures. There's this one book though, it's really hard to get and I know it's sold out right now. So I'm not going to send you that one yet. But I do have a lot others, and I have an author for you too that you need to look into. There's probably about 4 other books I have to get from this author. Michael Ford. Just throwing that name out there. He's intense. Very Luciferian. Oh, I love that, Sherry. I love it, I love it. So I will give you a basic one to start out for research. It's actually this one. Goetia Pathworkings. This is by Corwin Hargrove. I know it's backwards for you guys probably, but I'll throw that up there so you can kind of get it. This is a very good basic understanding. Now this is the Goetia, but this is the more renowned following the Lesser Keys of Solomon, which these are his 72 demons that he's worked with. And when it comes to Solomon, he only worked with 72 demons. But remember I told you there's actually a lot more than 72 because not all the demons wanted to work with him. Demons are selective on who they want to work with. That was another thing I did forget to mention. Like Leviathan, you will not find him in this book at all. You will also not find the 7th, aka Eve, at all. Because they are not depicted as demons in this book. They're not depicted at all. So, just give you a heads up. But this is a great basic one. So, if you want to start doing basic research and see if you like it, this one will do. I promise. Oh, yeah. Jennifer, don't you work within the laws of demonology as well? Don't you work with the different side of things? You work with like alchemy, don't you? The alchemy version. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm pretty sure I remember Jean and I were having a conversation about you, and your vast knowledge is crazy on what you know. But yours is different. Yours is like an alchemy based. And I need to pick your brain on that because I've never tapped into alchemy. And I know Sarah Lee's trying to tap into alchemy. I know I'm throwing you out there a little bit. Sorry, Sarah Lee. But I know she's working on alchemy. I haven't touched that yet. I'm working more with wealth magic on them. But yeah. Well, I want to know your answer though. Can you send me a message? Jennifer, please. I want to know. Because I'm curious to see how yours is and mine is. And I want to bridge. I love bridging. But does anyone have any questions? I'm sorry, I know I'm ranting. As you can tell, happy smile, happy face, excited about this. Because this stuff I absolutely love. I love talking this. She says, I would not say vast, just I like to learn and take it very careful when I learn. And that's a key. And I appreciate you saying that. She's dead on. That's why I'm pretty sure I said earlier, it's not a quick get luck, it's gonna work today and now, it takes a long time. That's why I said sometimes when you do a ritual, it takes you a month because you have to get in that zone. Every day it's you and that demon, and every day it's this and this and this. It's a lot. It's a lot. Like, I think my brain has been into demons for, 6 months now? Even though I've studied them a lot before, but actually, like, hey, we're gonna break into this hard, because this is where I want to be. It's taken me a long time. It is. And I'm not even close to where I need to be. I think I haven't even touched, 4 demons in that 6 months. That's it. You can tell because they're the ones I refer to the most. Lilith, Leviathan, Belial, Dagon, Niberius. He's my newest one that I've been working with. Very intense one, by the way. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about demons or entities, I hope you guys enjoyed the live. I really had fun with you guys. Thank you for joining me and hanging out and making me really like get this information out there at the right time. This is definitely the right time to get this information out for you guys. So if you're watching a replay or live and you want to make a comment, please do. I love to hear what you guys have to say, think. I love to read and learn from you guys as well. So if you have recommendations, please drop them in the comments or send me a message. I'd really love to branch a little bit deeper if I can. But I will I will talk to you guys later. All right. If no one has any other comments, I'll see you soon. In a couple weeks, I think I have another one. Take care. Keep those shields up and protect yourself when you do these workings if you choose to. If not, at least just respect that the demons are not as bad as you think, but entities are. Namaste. Have a good night, everyone.